for Dr. Vivek Lall.
Thank you so much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, so as was introduced, this is an important topic especially in the Indian landscape as things progress in security and aerospace. And indeed an honor to address all of you as such a distinguished audience today, and I sincerely hope that this summit will be a great success in showcasing the incredible potential that the global aerospace industry has in India and India in the global aerospace industry. Under the stellar leadership of the Prime Minister, Resurgent India has set new standards in aerospace, ranging from fighter aircraft, helicopters, transport, and aerial payload delivery vehicles. In consonance with supporting industries for overall national development, Atmanirbharta is now a buzzword for Make in India, and this echoes in all sentiments that portray India's plans for future growth. It is heartening to notice that self-reliance is being applied across all sectors of industrial activity, and the need to expand India's scientific and technological capabilities are being translated into action through a national thought process. India's foremost research and development institutions have significantly invested in indigenous capabilities to bolster cutting-edge, high technology and advanced sciences. Futuristic technologies underpinning defense production today need to involve innovative instrumentation techniques to develop secure manufacturing, adaptive artificial intelligence and machine learning, advanced cybersecurity to protect proprietary information, and captive research and development for development of niche sectors. These are all areas with enormous spin-off potentials and should be emphasized in any attempt to broaden the country's talent pool. Each field is ripe for collaboration and government-sponsored tasks, and there are clearly areas like artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, quantum sensing, and so forth. Investment in R&D is only one aspect of an effective portfolio of policies to foster innovative initiatives and indeed innovation in India, spanning regulatory, taxation, as well as fiscal allocations. It underscores the need for continued and enhanced active involvement by the government in nurturing science and technology-based innovation in the public and private sectors, thereby increasing employment in relatively well-paid high-tech industries in the country. Strengthening these assets is wise public policy, and that will stimulate economic growth and contribute broadly to national prosperity in the coming years. So I do believe with India's demographics and industrial might, complementing U.S. technological entrepreneurism, the two nations form a natural partnership. Given their shared values, this relationship enjoys bipartisan support in both countries, and there is great merit to expanding the partnership framework towards a knowledge-based economy through formal collaboration in high-tech areas of common interest. Moving forward, I would like to suggest three areas in which international collaboration has long proven successful. One is national defense, second is the energy sector, and the third is space. Three fields in which the countries are already working together. Because progress in such high technology areas is strongly correlated to overall economic prosperity, properly established cooperation should help the two countries, United States and India, at the forefront of the future international political, economic, and social order. Moreover, successful collaboration in these areas is likely to spawn a number of joint India-US efforts in other matters of mutual interest. For example, health, education, information technology, and climate change. As we all know, in terms of national defense, the U.S.-India relationship and strategic partnership, whether in joint exercises, personnel exchanges, defense trade, maritime security, and counter-piracy, have all increased over the years. The U.S. has recognized India as a major defense partner to facilitate technology sharing to a level commensurate with that of top allies and partners. Commensurate with this designation in 2018, as you recall, India was elevated to Strategic Trade Authorization Tier 1 status, which allows India to receive license-free access to a wide range of military and dual-use technologies regulated by the U.S. Department of Commerce. The relationship continues very strongly in peacekeeping collaboration in the Indo-Pacific, and as you know, both countries have signed very key foundational agreements like the Limoa, COMCASA, BECA, so forth. So all this provides the building blocks to a very strong and robust relationship going forward. As many people have spoken about artificial intelligence and so forth at this summit, even in defense, there are some very key questions that all nations ask, especially data-driven defense technology. Where will the money be spent and what technologies are the future? What are the technologies that will change defense platforms? How can OEMs and local partners push continuous innovation and capability enhancement? What are the data and intelligence solutions that will enhance long-term capabilities? What are the challenges to implementation of existing platforms? So as we look at all these questions, I think three things come to mind that are common themes. One is open architecture. The other is electronic warfare. And the third, I would submit, is big data and cloud computing. So those are three elements, I think, which will be important going forward. I would like to stress at this point, while talking about defense, deterrence against aggression in the Indo-Pacific and the Indian Ocean maritime regions requires persistent ISR collected from space, airborne, and surface assets. Persistent airborne surveillance of the maritime domain is the most cost-effective near-term option for like-minded countries to strengthen this deterrence. Given the massive surface area in question, long-endurance uncrewed airborne systems are optimized for providing the necessary persistence. Given sufficient collection assets, I would like to suggest, for example, the Quad can establish a mechanism for real-time sensor data sharing in order to create a common operating picture for each of its members. Turning briefly to space, as we know, the U.S. and India both are pioneers in advancing and implementing space technology. Building on the successes of satellites and moon exploration programs, India is now a world leader in this area. Moreover, there is a strong history of collaboration between NASA and the Indian Space Research Organization, which forms a firm foundation for pursuing future collaboration with greater high-tech content. India has, of course, ambitious plans for manned spaceflight and will soon join the exclusive club of nations who have accomplished this objective. The U.S. plans for deep space exploration are still taking shape under the Artemis mission to establish the first long-term presence on the moon in preparation for the next giant leap, sending the first astronauts to Mars. At the center of this mission is addressing the energy challenge. In the case of a Mars voyage, the flight time needs, of course, to be short enough that the astronaut health will not be threatened by the increased radiation dose. In the case of sustainable colonies, the need is for surface energy source that can last for years but is light enough to launch from Earth. In both cases, the favored answer is nuclear technology. Compared to chemical rockets, nuclear propulsion allows for broader launch windows and the ability to abort missions. Travel time is reduced materially because once in orbit, Either one, nuclear thermal propulsion allows twice the amount of thrust force to flow rate of propellant, or the second, nuclear electric propulsion, enables an even higher specific impulse, an order of magnitude faster trip times, a must for vigorous interstellar exploration. Sustaining a colony on another world without a need for solar capture or the mining of fuel is best accomplished by fission energy in a relatively small package. Today, the development of these requisite nuclear technologies for space missions is at an early stage, and I think it's ripe for active collaboration between like-minded nations. Investment in research and development, as I have outlined, is only one aspect of an effective portfolio of policies to foster innovation, spanning regulatory, taxation, as well as fiscal allocations. It underscores the need for continued and enhanced active involvement, as I mentioned, by governments. No one country has a lock on the best ideas. If the next generation of scholars and experts are to save the globe, and not one country, collaboration is essential. India and the US are perfectly positioned to lead the way. Thank you so much.